Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Darian. If you are new here, and if you're not new here, just join in for another video. Welcome. So today I want to share with you some of my favorite fragrances that I have recently purchased from Kayali. I say favorite because honestly all of them are my favorites. I have had some time to kind of go through and see what Kayali has to offer, and honestly I'm still very intrigued, and there's some other things that I want to go and kind of check out again. But today I'm going to give you the 4 that I have been using regularly and that I have settled on for now to have in my collection. So Kayali is not new. Kayali has been around for a little minute. I'm just new to the train, okay? I just jumped on. So I continue to seek out and do more research about these fragrances and see what would work best for me in my everyday life. So let's go ahead and jump into these fragrances, the ones that I'm loving and why I love them. Okay, y'all, I absolutely love this one. So this is the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar 42. So with Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, I feel like that is a fragrance that can be worn in all seasons. In all honesty, you can wear any fragrance at any time. You bought it, so wear it when you want to wear it. But I am a person that it's at certain seasons, at certain times, I don't necessarily want to wear certain scents because it just reminds me, it gives me the feel of a different season. But Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, I feel like it's just a fragrance that I really love. I don't know if it's necessarily a signature, but it's definitely a fragrance that I love so much that I wouldn't mind wearing every day. I feel like Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar it just does something for me. It's so decadent, it's so sweet, it's so cozy. I have been wearing it in the fall and now it's becoming, it might actually already be winter now. If not, in the next couple of days, it will be winter. It already feels like winter, so it's winter to me. But I also feel like I will continue to wear this fragrance in the springtime. And then I also feel like this would be something nice to wear like on a summer night where you still want to smell good, but it still has a little bit of sexiness to the fragrance, even though it's super sweet. It's not so sweet that it's just like, this is not giving adult. Like, you should not be wearing this as a grown adult. If it's not musk in there, I feel like I'm picking it up. I feel like there's a type of musk type of DNA to this fragrance that is causing it to have that more sophisticated smell to it. It's not super sophisticated to where it's like, okay, this is absolutely something that is a mature scent. But it's like that hint, that trail to where like, this is a sweet fragrance, but it's also, for grown and sexy, okay? Don't give up on her. It's very playful, it's very fun, but in a very soft, feminine way, I feel like this fragrance still screams, I have power. Like, don't overlook me. I'm still over here doing something, okay? That is the energy that I feel like this fragrance gives. Based off of looking at the bottle and on Sephora's website, which is where I actually purchased the fragrance, I cannot find anything. I have not seen anything that necessarily points to there being a musk in it, but it's just something about these fragrances that remind me of a musk, or I just feel like there's some level of a musk inside them. But again, Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar does not give like this overbearing musk or anything like that. It is one of those fragrances that I have been going to every day now. I put down my other fall fragrances, not completely, but this is the one that I find myself gravitating to when I want to go out and have fun and just even like run errands and stuff. This is the fragrance that I've been going to. And the last thing that I want to mention before going on to the next fragrances is the detailing of the bottle. I love the shape of all the bottles. I feel like this causes Kayali to stand out. I feel like these bottles look very luxurious. Whether they paid a lot to make these bottles or not, it absolutely does look very luxurious. To me, it looks very expensive. I cannot recall any other fragrances that I have in my collection that have the same bottle or even if it is along the lines of it, it still doesn't give the feel and look that I feel like Kayali's bottles give. Absolutely love that it has that glass, and I love the little diamond shape on the top. And this is just something that I feel like is cute to just have on your vanity or out with your other fragrances. So this is my number one right now from Kayali. I really love this fragrance and I don't regret buying this. And I feel like if you are a super gourmand lover and you love those sweet scents and you want something that gives you something a little different, because honestly, I can't say that I have seen, not that I've done a lot of research, but I don't really know many other fragrances on the market that are like this. They're not afraid to put stuff like bubblegum and just put a lot of playful like scents into something that looks so sophisticated, but it just does it right. So this is something that I feel like can be unique in your fragrance collection. But also look at this. This is so cute. I love the iridescent, pearlescent kind of look from the bottle. Love the pink. Just love it, okay? I just love it. So let's move on to the next one. This next fragrance from Kayali is Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. Okay, so Yum Bougie Marshmallow is one of the newest fragrances from Kayali. They came out with this fragrance last month and I was able to get my hands on it. Based off of my other Kayali fragrances, I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump and get this fragrance because I just knew that I would love it. Even though I did not smell it, I knew from the notes that were being advertised that this is something that I wanted to try. So even though I have this fragrance and I love it, it's not a fragrance that I'm necessarily going to every day right now. But when I do reach for it, I'm absolutely happy that I got it. The reason that I don't go to it every day right now is because it reminds me so much of something that I feel like I would love to wear in the springtime and even into the summertime. I don't know why, but that's just how I feel when I smell it. It just like feels like maybe something that I would wear to brunch, or if I just want to go out and have like a nice day where I dress up, hang out with friends or something, but I want to, you know, wear something that is yummy, smells good. This would be that fragrance that I feel like I would reach for. It's just something also that's kind of youthful about this fragrance. Even the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, I feel like there's something youthful about the fragrance, but it's not childish. I feel like there's absolutely a difference between youthfulness in a fragrance and it coming off as childish. This comes off as youthful and fun, and I like that about a fragrance where it smells good. It's one of those fragrances that you want to keep reaching for, but it also just gives off that fun, you know, flirty youthfulness in a sense. So the key notes of Yum Bougie Marshmallow are freesia, which actually kind of shocked me because I'm not, again, a big floral girl, but even the florals that I have found in these fragrances have not been offensive to me. So freesia, strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. Again, we have the musk in this fragrance, but the musk still leans on the feminine side. I don't necessarily go to musk type fragrances a lot, but I feel like the fragrances that I have from Kayali that have musk in it, they just know how to do the musk. They know how to balance it out to where I love these fragrances, and the musk I don't mind at all. So I've never actually heard of pink musk till I read the notes of this fragrance. But whatever it is, I feel like it smells good because it goes in well with this fragrance. Honestly, I don't even deeply think of musk when I smell this fragrance. Like once it has dried down and I've worn it, musk is not the thing that I'm thinking of. The notes that stand out to me the most are the strawberry and the creamy coconut. When I first spray this fragrance, I can smell the coconut pretty strong. Then I feel like once it starts to dry down, the pink marshmallow and the whipped vanilla start to settle in. And I feel like it's just the int of the musk that I can smell. So I really love how this goes. I personally would not think of putting a musk with stuff like strawberries and coconuts to me, in my mind, that's not something that I would naturally think would just mesh well together. But with this fragrance and the notes that they have listed, it's just like everything just goes together. So I really love this one. This is something that I will see myself gravitate into a lot in the springtime. It's not that I don't like it now. It's just I feel odd with it being the fall and winter and wearing something so fruity and so vibrant. It just kind of throws me off just in general with any fragrance right now. I'm more so into my cozy vanillas, the coffees and stuff like that. But I really love this fragrance. I feel like it was definitely worth the purchase. And this is one that makes me really excited and it's fun and fruity. I want to also say that even though it's fun and fruity, there's a level of softness to it. Now, when I spray this fragrance, that strawberry, that creamy coconut comes on bold, but as it starts to dry down, it does soften on me. So I actually like that, and I find that, I don't know, it's just something about that that I like. It doesn't stay super strong. The only fragrance from Kayali that I have right now that I feel like stays pretty strong is the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. It's very sweet and it stays strong on me as I wear it throughout the day. All right, you guys, let's jump into the next fragrance that I have from Kayali. That is something that I'm happy to have in my collection. This is definitely something that is very different in my fragrance collection because I am not somebody who naturally gravitates to the main notes of this fragrance. So this next fragrance is Eden Juicy Apple. So when I think of Eden Juicy Apple, I feel like this name fits the fragrance really well. I'm not used to apple fragrances. Apple is not something that I normally jump to, even when it comes to like apple juice and stuff in the real world, like in real life. Apple is not the first type of juice that I would go towards, but there was something so intriguing about an apple fragrance that this drew me in. It intrigued me and it made me want to give this fragrance a try. There was some reservation, honestly, in buying this fragrance. Again, because I'm not necessarily an apple person. I feel like if I'm gonna go towards a fruit, even in the fragrance, I would rather go towards something like a pineapple or like even the strawberry fragrance. It wasn't that hard for me to decide on that. But this one took me a little minute. But what I will say about this fragrance, now that I have it, I actually do love this fragrance. It's just so different for me. It's intriguing for me. It's absolutely fruity. And there's like a freshness about this fragrance that I can describe, but I can't really describe it. It's almost like when I spray this fragrance, that freshness is like lifelike. It feels like I'm literally, like, let's say you close your eyes and bite into a true apple. I feel like that's the freshness that I feel off of this fragrance. What I love about this fragrance is that I feel like it's super versatile. This is a fragrance that I have been wearing now in the fall time and into the winter, and I would love to wear this in the springtime with it being a fruity fragrance. Even in the summer, I feel like this is something that would be a nice wear. I feel like this fragrance is not too complicated. I feel like it is what it says it is. A juicy apple is the main thing that I pick up from this fragrance. I don't feel like it's like overly mysterious, although there is a level of mystery that I can say I feel from this, but it's also not too basic to where it's like I could have just got this in the body spray and been happy about it. This is something that I definitely feel is worth the purchase. It's just different. It's different for me and anything that I've ever had, but I like it. It's intriguing. I'm happy to have it in my collection. So I'm gonna read online what I've been able to find from Sephora's website, because on the back of this bottle, it does not have the key notes listed. It says the top notes include juicy red apple, black currant, pink grapefruit, and lychee. The middle notes are wild berries, raspberry, blossom, jasmine, and rose centifolia. And the dry notes include vanilla flower, amber crystals, sugar moss, and central musk. To be honest, when I smell this fragrance, I didn't even know all this stuff was in it because the apple is so strong in it. That is what my mind goes to. I don't want to make anyone think that I'm saying anything less about the fragrance. Not at all. Actually, I really love this fragrance, but to me, it smells like an apple juice in a fragrance. That's the best way that I can describe this fragrance. It's just so fresh and juicy, and it's a beautiful scent. I feel like it's very versatile, that it can go through all the seasons. So the fact that this fragrance has so many different layers and so many different notes, and I feel like this fragrance still screams what the name is, that is very intriguing and amazing to me. So honestly, I feel like maybe I should wear it more to kind of see if I notice any of the other notes and scents in it. But I feel like if you're looking for a fragrance that pretty much is what the name says, I feel like it does a good job of delivering that. Alright you guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the last fragrance that I have to show for this video from my collection of Kayali fragrances. And this one, I feel like is pretty popular. I feel like a lot of people have talked about this fragrance, and this is one that I honestly can see why it's popular. I honestly can see why a lot of people have wanted to try this one out. This is Vanilla 28. Okay, so let's hop into it with Vanilla 28. I'm gonna be completely honest. When I smell Vanilla 28, it is a fragrance that I feel like I have smelled before in other fragrances from other brands. There's literally 2 other fragrances that I can think of off the top of my head where I honestly was able to compare this to when I first got it. The reason I got Vanilla 28 is because I love a vanilla fragrance, which I feel like most people are pretty welcoming when it comes to a vanilla fragrance. But this also is one of those fragrances that I feel like would be really nice to layer with a lot of different fragrances. What I love about Vanilla 28 is, even though I can think of those other fragrances that honestly remind me of this fragrance, with Vanilla 28, it does not do too much. With Vanilla 28, it's not overbearing and it's not too strong. In those other fragrances that remind me of Vanilla 28, the musk was so strong. The fragrance was so strong that honestly it's borderline nauseating. But with Vanilla 28, I feel like it's soft enough to where I can wear this every day. I feel like this is one of those fragrances that you can wear in all seasons, even though it has that cozy feel. Even though this is something that I have been gravitating to, and it's the fall time and going into the winter time, I feel like I wouldn't mind wearing this in the other seasons. It's soft enough to where I don't feel like it's doing too much for the summer, but also in the springtime, I still feel like it has such a sweetness to it with that vanilla, and it just, this is something that I feel like somebody would probably like to consider a signature fragrance. I feel like the vanilla in this is done right. So Vanilla 28 was actually the first one that I settled on because I felt it was safe. Like it was one of those fragrances where I felt like it would be fine in my collection. Like I wouldn't look back years later and feel like I regretted getting Vanilla 28. Vanilla 28 actually pushed me to kind of look at the other fragrances from Kayali and see how they wore on me. And so I'm glad that I took a chance on the other fragrances because I really love those fragrances. I'm going to read a little bit of what Sephora's website says about Vanilla 28 because that bottle also does not have the notes on the back. I'm noticing that the glass bottles that I have that are not covered in anything are the ones that don't have the notes listed on the back of the bottle. I actually really love the bottles that have the notes on the back of them because I like just looking at them whenever I'm spraying them day to day. And it's just something, I don't know if most people care about that, but it's just something that I find cute about the perfume. Okay, so Vanilla 28 is listed as a warm and sweet gourmand, and it says the key notes are vanilla orchids, tonka absolute, and amber woods. I feel like it's the amber and Vanilla 28s that makes it feel so familiar. I feel like a lot of fragrances, when they do vanilla, they also go for that amber. So I think that may be what I'm picking up, that I feel like it's not necessarily a fragrance that all the way stands out. I don't feel like it's something that I've never smelled before in my life, but I do like the way that Kayali has done this fragrance. If you're somebody who doesn't really know what to start out with or what to get, and you're not really versed in notes and different things like that, I feel like Vanilla 28 is something that I would consider a safe fragrance. I feel like, generally speaking, most people would probably like the fragrance. Okay, you guys, so those are the fragrances I have from Kayali. I'm really excited about Kayali. And honestly, I've been on their website still looking at other fragrances that they do have. These are the ones that I was able to go in store and actually get my hands on and smell and kind of play with the notes. There are some that they have online that aren't in store, and I really want to give it a try. We'll see when the seasons change if I actually open up and try the other fragrances. Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar is my absolute favorite. So much so that I went out and bought a travel size of the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. And me personally, I'm not somebody who normally just goes out and buys the travel size of fragrances. I will either just take a chance, bring in my bottle if it's small enough, or if I already had a travel size fragrance from buying the original or the official fragrance, then I'll just use it then. But I actually went out of my way to buy a travel of that fragrance because I love it so much. So I hope that if you are interested in any of Kayali's fragrances, maybe it helps you to kind of get a sense of what to look for or what you may like or want to gravitate to. Be sure to check out any other videos on my channel that interest you, and thank you for watching. Bye.